If you've owned a Coleman HyperFlame FyreKnight like this one, then you'll know it's a fantastic little stove, with really the one downside being that it can be very difficult to maintain a low flame. Now the reason for that is that when you go to turn the knob down, it either wants to spring back up or it'll just blow out. Either way, not the result we're looking for. So today we're going to look at a really quick fix. It only takes about 5 minutes, and all you're going to need is a small amount of paper towel, some silicone spray or a similar lubricant, an 11mm spanner or a small shifting spanner, and a flathead screwdriver or something with a thin blade on it. So let's jump right in. The first step in the process is to remove the adjusting knob, which is just press fitted on. So take your flathead screwdriver and place it down in between the stove and the knob, and we're just going to apply a nice gentle even pressure to both sides of that knob, and it should pop right off. If your stove's seen a fair bit of use like this one has, then you might find it a little bit more difficult to get that knob off. If that's the case, take some penetrating fluid like an inox or a WD-40, and we're just going to spray that into the end of the knob where it connects to the stove. And then we're going to take a trim removal tool from a car. The reason being that that's going to allow you to apply more force to both sides of the knob without damaging it. Once you've removed the knob, the next step is to take your 11mm spanner and to undo the nut which is holding that stem captive. It doesn't take much force, and then you can just remove the rest by hand. And we're going to place that off to the side. Next, we're going to take the knob and we're going to press it back on gently, and then we're going to fully undo it. And because that nut's been removed, it's going to come all the way out. There we go. Now the reason this stove is so sticky at the lower end is because of the grease that has been applied to this from the factory. All we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of sheets of paper towel and just wipe off everything that we can. Next, we're going to take our silicone spray and we're going to apply a small amount to the same area where we removed the grease from. Then we're just going to use the knob to screw that stem back in a clockwise direction until it's all the way in. Now we remove the knob and put the nut back on. Then you can take your 11mm spanner and just nip that up. You don't want to over tighten this, so just a tiny amount. And then the last step is just to push your knob back on with some nice firm even pressure, and straight away you'll see that there's no spring feel when you get to the end of the travel. I'll just quickly show what that looks like now with the wind fairing removed so that you can see the flame a little bit easier. Now if I just turn that down, I can get it right to the point where there's barely any flame at all, and it'll just sit there, which is exactly what we want. Thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you in the next video.